Hello everyone and welcome to the Pageant Perspective Podcast, Beyond the Sesh, Unveiling Stories and Celebrating Beauty. I'm your host, Candace Freeman, and today I'm joined by beautiful queens from various pageants. And I'm just going to ask you ladies to tell us who you are, introduce yourselves a little bit. We'll start with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Moyani. I am a title holder for quite a lot of pageants. I'll name a few. I am Miss Gauteng First Princess 2023. I am Miss Youth National Queen 2020. I am Miss Winter Angels SA Queen. I am Miss Global First Princess. I am Miss recently crowned Miss International Pageant Princess SA.
Wow, I want to be you. And over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Bianca, my surname is Bachman, and I am 15 years old. I hold the title of Miss Class of SA 2023 and the team category.
All right, and then you, madam.
Hello everyone, my name is Siphesihle. I'm 22 years old and I am a commercial model as well as a pageant model and a runway model. And the titles that I have to my name are second runner-up for Miss Boxburg, Miss Youth National 2021, as well as Miss Destiny South Africa.
Wow, beautiful stuff, ladies. Okay, so I want to know what motivated you to go into pageantry?
Man, at first, to be honest with you, it was all about the glitz and glamour because we're never fully educated as to what pageant is really about.
Yes.
But I guess my awakening happened back in 2021 for Miss Youth National, which was like my biggest title. And with that, still, when I entered, I still didn't know why. I didn't have my why. It was just still about the glitz and glamour. And in that midst of me not knowing what I want and why I am here, I started having self-doubt moments. Like I started self-sabotaging myself. And then I think there was a point where I was starting to compare myself to other title holders, and I used to ask myself, will I be able to uphold the standards that title holders come with? And then there was an awakening where I was like, but why not me?
Wow.
Why not me?
Yes.
And then that's where my advocacy also awakened that it's good to speak on self-empowerment because through self-empowerment, you are going to be able to inspire other people by just improving on yourself. And a few weeks before the title, for the finale, I found, because I pray. So when I was praying, I found myself actually praying that I pray my year frame to be a very fruitful one. Wow. You can see the transition now from self-sabotaging to I pray my year frame to be a fruitful one. I never said I want first princess or second princess. I just saw myself as Miss Youth National. So that moment, I guess I am grateful for the moments where I self-sabotage myself because that's where I got my awakening that why not you?
Why not you?
Yes, and my advocacy of self-empowerment, that there's so many things that you can do when you're a title holder, right? Giving back to the community, being on the ground. But I feel like the most powerful one is just working on yourself because people are always watching. And you being yourself and just making sure that you accomplish your goals, someone can be inspired by that.
Definitely.
For instance, when I was Miss Youth National, I had the opportunity to go to New York.
Wow.
For a runway show. The amount of you inspire me, you just made it seem like international is possible that I received. They were so overwhelming, like in a positive way, and I saw that I was actually doing something good. And
how far have you traveled with pageantry? Where have you been?
With pageantry, I've only done like national things,
yes.
But with runway, I did international, like LA Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week.
Oh my word.
Yes, did New York Fashion Week twice actually.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And then you, Melissa, what motivated you to get into pageantry?
Okay. What motivated me? Okay, so I'll just give you just a little bit of story background-ish. So growing up, for me, things weren't like the best because I was this child with a big head, very tiny body, so they made fun of me literally every single time in primary, including high school, right? And things started taking a toll on me in 2015. I remember there was this day I was going to the shops. I was preparing for entrepreneurship day, grade 7 vibes. I was like, okay, I want to be a lawyer, and I was the CEO. I was like given the role to be a CEO, to handle everything, do like the main core duties and everything. So I needed airtime. So I went to go buy airtime and then went on my way back, and then my neighbor's dog. So like they usually have this routine whereby you first check the coast before you open the gates, So then that day, I don't know, maybe it was my day, I really don't know.
Wow.
So then as I was coming back from the shops, then my neighbors, they didn't check the coast. So I was there and I was literally like running back home, and we in the same streets. The dog came out. Sure. The dog came out. I didn't see nothing. I just collapsed. I just woke up. When I woke up, I was like, blood, right? And when I saw blood, I was like, okay. And then that's when I started panicking. So that was the day when things started changing for me. And then I experienced a lot of bullying for that in high school. And people were telling me, no, you cannot achieve anything. You cannot do anything. And I started seeing myself as less of a person because now I'm different. I have this scar. And it will be limiting me from doing quite a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Now I'm different from everybody else. Like, I have this huge scar, and what am I going to do? Like, I can't achieve all the goals that I want to achieve anymore. Until this one time, I was watching Miss South Africa.
Yes.
And I remember that year, I will not forget, it was year 2019 when I was watching South Africa, and when I saw this, I was like, that will be me.
Wow.
Why can I not start now? Like, why am I just sitting? Understand? And in 2020, that's when I entered Miss Youth National, and I remember it was my year of matric when I was matriculating, and it was a little bit difficult at that time because juggling matric and wanting to join a pageant at the same time, that's kind of difficult. And with me, the whole initiative behind it was to show to people that you can do it, whether you look different, whether you have your scars and your flaws, you can still do it. Nothing should stop you. Just because you have your imperfections, embrace them. And there's this quote that I live by, that your scars are a badge of honor, wear them with pride and always embrace them. So never try to shy out from society, because society has this niche or norm that everybody should be a certain way. People should be like this, and no, actually, you can achieve a lot by being yourself. You can achieve a lot with what you have. You don't have to listen to people telling you have to look this way. You can do everything just the way you are.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, just to add on that, you don't need to also. We struggle a lot when it comes to accents. A lot of people feel like when you are in pageantry, you need to have a certain way you speak. Like your English needs to be posh and all of that. What's important is what you say and the impact that you bring as a title holder. Yeah.
And Bianca, what would you say motivated you to enter this? I know this is your very first pageant. So what motivated you to get into it?
Since from a young age, I didn't actually know pageantry. Just like to say, I also didn't know anything about pageantry. I just told my mom, because I want to get into pageantry, and I want to be like Zuzibini.
Yes.
I want to be with South Africa.
Wow.
So I started small, obviously. So I started in Miss Class of SA. It was my first pageant. I didn't know what to do, what to say, how to answer the questions, how to deal with all the pressure. Like, it was all just a lot. But I figured it out. In every step that I took, I prayed through everything that I did. I just, prayer was my weapon.
Yes.
That's how I fought. And even before I won the
pageant,
I first was like, even if I get first princess or second princess, guess what? I got more than
you got that's beautiful.
I didn't even go modeling classes, nothing. I just took the points and the notes that I had written down and everything that I had to do. I always thought it was about posture and all that. And obviously, I'm trying to fix my posture all the time. I'm working on it. Yes. And even my accent, I'm also working.
But remember, she said you don't have to work on your accent. You can just be yourself. Yeah, just be yourself. For you, what are some key moments for you in the pageant?
key moments. It was actually meeting the girls, and Uncle Gilbert. Everything was just nice. Getting introduced to actually modeling, like on heels. I didn't even know I was gonna walk on this heel. It was way too long for me. I've never walked in heels before. So I was just like, okay. I was learning new things. That was like the best thing.
That's nice. Secretly, what are some highs and lows for you in your pageantry experience?
Definitely the self-sabotaging, because it happened in every pageant that I entered. The one time that it didn't happen was when I entered Miss Destiny South Africa, which is because it was just a one-day pageant, so you don't have much to prepare for that. But for Miss Boxburg and Miss Youth, damn, it was the self-sabotaging, and I think that's why right now I'm just making amendments with my mental health, just reminding myself of my capabilities and to just stop comparing myself a lot. It's still something that's current, but now it's way much better because now I'm able to speak to myself that you are very much worth what you want. Your dreams are definitely valid and go for them either way.
And for you, Melissa, some key high-low moments.
You have a long list.
Please mention them. We want them all.
Okay, well for me, so
I would
the low, the main two for literally every pageant that I've entered was finance. So finance, it's really difficult when you don't have a sponsor, because everything you do comes from your pocket. And pageantry, you have to spend.
You spend.
You have to, it's an investment, you have to spend and hope to win, you understand? But I was telling myself, I get the mentality that I already won, you understand?
True.
So finances, it was something that really, really I struggled with a lot. Like I remember there would be times where I'd even go to my neighbors who I know that were in matric 3-4 years ago and ask to borrow the matric dresses, matric dance dresses, because it's really difficult and they're expensive too. And then support was something that I was lacking. And for a person, I know sometimes people will be like, okay, no, but if you're a person who is known almost everywhere, don't you get the support? It's actually not like that,
True.
It's people are only there at the end. They're not with you throughout the journey to support you throughout the journey. You're just there mostly by yourself, trying to figure it out, and you are struggling most of the time. And it's really sometimes depressing because it's I need people beside me. I need people who, that if I start doubting myself, I can look to them and be like, no, we believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, So that pep talk and everything that I didn't have for the longest time. But now I think we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. And then with the highs, with the highs, I would say definitely winning.
Most definitely. When they call your name or your number.
That moment when it's you guys are standing in the line and they called fourth runner-up, third runner-up, second runner-up, and there's first and queen left. And it's it's me and you. So who's in it? It's that moment is always okay. God, you got me on this one, you got me. And when they call out your name, that's the best moment, I must say. It's literally the best because now it's not only about that, but that now this is literally the start of your journey. This is literally an open to many doors. This is opportunities, you understand? It's myself from where I'm from, not everybody believes in pageants and not everybody thought that I could make it. And to me now winning this, it's I'm going somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. I am going to be exactly who I am because I am her. I am her.
You're the girl.
Definitely. So it's just basically that.
What are some success factors that you believe gave you an edge that made them notice you and be like, oof, this girl?
Okay. Alright, I would say my personality, right? Okay, so with my personality, I am very bubbly and I'm a person that you can get along with very easily, and I'm someone that if I sit with you, I'm not just going to be quiet. I'm going to try to have a conversation with you. Even if you're having the worst day, at some point you'll end up laughing with me. It's just, that's just how I am, because I see life filled with laughter and, there's a lot of things that are happening and there's a lot of things that people are struggling with internally that they cannot speak about. So with me, laughter is just it's contagious. So if I can share that with somebody else, I know that, that's literally the best moment. So I think with the judges and pageants, when they're looking for their queen, it's like something that stands out to me the most, because you know I'm always that bubbly person. I'm always there, like I'm always there to share something with you, you know, because you never know, you could be going through something, and today me saying those words to you could have helped you with a lot of stuff. So that's something that
Definitely.
pops out for me.
Sifle, do you have something in particular that you think gave you an edge?
I think it's relatability.
Wow.
Mainly because I feel like a lot of people do struggle when it comes to pageants. They always think perfection.
Yeah.
And my advocacy at any given point, I always stated self-empowerment, work on yourself before any other thing. So the fact that I think I spoke very big on self-empowerment, they saw that actually this is something that needs to be spoken about. People need to understand that you don't need to be perfect.
Yes.
Just be yourself, be present, and live in the moment.
Yes. And Bianca, do you have, what's your edge?
Like, I just feel like, you know, having to walk properly and all that, like, you have to always remember that even if you trip, you're gonna be okay.
You
Even
continue
though it's
is
embarrassing. You're gonna be okay.
yeah.
You'll be fine. You're gonna pass through.
Yes.
It's just like,
So basically being courageous.
yeah.
And
Can I share something? Sorry, you know, December, before my crowning for Miss International Pageant Princess, introduction round. You know, like I came in and I told myself, no, I'm winning this. Just introduction round. As I came in, you know, my heels that day did me dirty. I don't know what happened, or maybe I was like overly excited or what.
yeah.
Did I not fall?
Oh my word.
In front of everybody? But I was like, you know what, girl, pick yourself up, chin up, and smile. And just right there, I struck a pose. And I was like, that saw nothing. That could not happen, you know. And I continued. And guess what?
Yeah.
I am Miss International.
Of course!
Wow, I think it takes a lot of courage to like fall or trip and just continue walking, keeping your posture and composure. It really takes a lot, right?
Especially seeing those many eyes, like everybody's looking at you.
Eyeballs. How would you characterize your reign so far, Bianca? How has it been being queen? Do you get a lot of attention at school?
Yeah, I did. Especially like after the pageant, when I went back to school, everybody was like, "Oh, congratulations!" But that's how it always is. You know? Like, it's always like once you get the title, everybody's gonna be like, "Congratulations!" Everybody's gonna be there after everything. Everybody's there to say congratulations to you, and like it's nice, you know. But like you went through a lot just to get there. But like you're there, and you actually like enjoying the compliments and all that. Everybody was like, you looked so beautiful, you're so pretty, and all that, you know. Yeah, it was just,
That's nice. And in Sifle, because you've won a couple of pageants, right? Three, that's a couple. And now you T-ramping overseas and stuff like that, am I right?
Yes.
So you've been in this now for a long time. How do you feel? Is it like, are you used to the attention? Are you used to the being the gal?
You never get used to it.
You never get used to it?
Or especially after I won Miss Youth National, the opportunities that came, I did not expect them. So what I did after I won, I did a compilation of my entire performance from introduction, swimwear, traditional and evening. So I posted all of that on my Instagram, and then the likes went up. The followings went up. Even Miss Universe Cameroon liked. I was like, what? And then now a lot of coaches started approaching me, wanting to work with me if I have any runway or pageant coming up. So it was just even a makeup artist from one of our African countries, they thought I was from, I forgot the name of the country, but one of the African countries. She thought I was living that side, and she offered to do a collaboration with me, but unfortunately I was this side.
In South Africa.
The opportunities I received,
that's
they
beautiful.
were so amazing, and a lot of them. And when it comes to runway, I did one runway show. and a number of designers were like, no, it's fine, we're gonna fly you out, we're gonna pay for your accommodation, just make sure that you're available. But when I started, obviously I was still at school, so now I couldn't do a lot of jobs, but the attention I received was definitely
It's
overwhelming.
amazing.
Yeah.
And Melissa, for you, what's it like being a reigning queen?
Where do I start?
You seem to really
I feel
enjoy
like
it.
she always has stories to tell.
I'm sorry for days. Like Celia said, you can never get used to it, right? Because it's like, I don't know, there's something behind this sash. Like, I don't know, it carries so much weight. The minute I put on my sash and I go to a mall, for example, let's say I came from a pageant and I decided I want to go get something at the mall. I kid you not, people will come, oh, Miss South Africa,
It's always Miss They don't even read. It's Miss South
it's
Africa.
always like that, and I'm obviously like, and I start walking and like my inner Beyonce just comes out and I'm like, I'm doing this, yes, I am Miss South Africa, but they don't have to know that. Yes, like, exactly. So it comes with a lot of attention and opportunities, most importantly, because I remember my first pageant with Miss Youth National as well. After I got crowned, my Instagram following started growing rapidly. Brands, okay, so because I also do brand promos and everything, different brands were approaching me asking to collab with me. Recently, I come from I did a collaboration with the Ivy Bar at Ferme, the one in Benoni, and with my title, Miss Winter Angels, and we did a collab for that. They did a whole routine, care, drip live, everything, and I won't tell you how much it was worth, but it was worth quite a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities that come with the pageant side, What else? There's quite a lot, shoots, people wanting to have interviews with you, wanting to get to know you understand? Like publishing, I was published in a magazine.
Wow.
Last year it was a magazine, still local, but we're gonna get somewhere, I was published, it's PPM magazine, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but yeah, PPM magazine, they published a story, and I also got published in 4 newspaper articles last year. One from Midrand, one from Boksburg, and one from Soweto, and then what else? Another one was still Boksburg Advertiser, but it was later onwards in the year. And also, my school as well did a story about me, and acknowledging the women in law. It was during the month of Women's Month, so they did a whole thing, and they were giving us awards just to appreciate us. That we see your work that you're doing, keep it up, and we love you, just appreciate you, So there's quite a lot of things that come with the sash, and as soon as you just have that crown on your head, a lot comes with it. A lot.
And people, you get a lot of ladies that are still starting in the pageant industry. They're approaching you, they're wanting you to assist them in terms of prepping for their pageants. Yeah, so it's definitely nice.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
You were getting questions, from the kiddies. I'm like, what did you do, Melissa? Please mentor me. I'm like, it's like, it's just literally opening doors, and people just you realize right then that I didn't know that I inspire people.
True.
And there's so many people now that look up to you and they want to be in that space and they want to learn more from you, and so it just comes with quite a lot.
But I would like but I'd like to say that even though we do get this attention, we should not let it get into us to the point where we feel like now, oh my goodness, I need to be perfect all the time. I need to uphold myself to the standard now because people are looking at me. Still be yourself, because that is the same thing that made people relate to you and gravitate towards you.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
So closely, going into more of the pageant, with the shoes, the dress, and the hair, how do you choose a winning outfit? What would your advice be for girls when they have to for the grand finale, hey, it's on?
Okay. One thing I can tell you is, first things first, with your hair, try to do any hairstyle, but just make sure that the hair is not in your face. That's one thing that's very important, because when you're on there, you don't want the hair all up in your face just to like, you know, and you're fidgeting and it's just gonna mess up the whole look, you know. So whatever hairstyle you do, just make sure it's not in your face, right? And with the dress, you know what? With the dress, you just, if you go to a store and you just, there's the dress that's gonna speak to you. Even if you don't go to a store, maybe you just like looking to hire a dress because you know sometimes you cannot afford to buy a dress and you're just looking through dress. There's a dress that's gonna speak to you like this one on me. That's the one. You understand? So like just pick a dress that tells a story about you. You know, pick something that explains you. Like for myself, I love things with like beads and stuff, you know, a little bit of shiny bedazzle, and you know, that's me because I just want to
shine.
So pick something that also, you know, sits well with your body and that tells that you know, that defines you, that's about you. You know, so that's my advice. And with the heels just go for comfortable heels. You know, I know some people, it may be intimidating. People walk in heels this high, others will walk. That's okay. Just pick a heel that you're comfortable in because at the end of the day, you are on that stage and you'll be walking in those heels. And when things happen, you don't want to be like, what? I couldn't get them. There won't be time for that, you understand? So pick heels that you're comfortable in and make sure you get some practice with them first before you just go straight to stage because, you know.
And Sifle, for you?
Okay, starting with hair. I do agree with Melissa when she says like don't do a hairstyle that's gonna be on your face, but like there's certain hairstyles that you can do, like a side part that's monitored or like has curls that are not everywhere but like are monitored. You can do that because there's some people who like their natural, especially like people who have long hair, they do like their natural hair weighed out, so you can do that hairstyle. When it comes to dresses, I always advise slits. Because they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable. Like you can do any pose that you want, any routine, whatever. You can do it with a slit. I normally do not advise like the closed dresses because they really do limit you. They really be holding your curves. And the ones that have dramatic endings.
Too heavy.
And you might even trip. True.
Yeah, very true.
And then when it comes to shoes, wear something you're comfortable with. I know a lot of pageant girlies always say wear the black heel with the red bottoms. Yes, every pageant girl wears that heel, but we are all not comfortable and it's not a must for you to wear that shoe. Just buy from Steve Madden, YDE, and Solo. They have the best heels. Don't necessarily go for that one because I tried it and I almost broke my ankle and never again. I even literally gave it away. I didn't even sell it. I gave it away because no ways am I going to walk with that heel anymore. Just choose the most comfortable shoe.
Do you have any advice for contestants when they're answering questions? How can they answer their questions effectively?
Okay. There's on-stage questions and then there's interview questions. So one thing I realized about in contact person, like interview questions like behind the scenes, is that they always ask personal questions. So they're just going to ask anything about yourself. So be honest. Don't answer something you think they want to hear. Be honest, because judges listen to what you're saying and they ask based on what you mentioned. So if you said you like reading, they will ask you, what's your current read? What did you learn from the novel that you read? So be fully honest. And then when it comes to on-stage questions, just be fully aware of what's happening in South Africa if it's a national pageant, and also what's happening in teenage lives and youth's lives. Like what impact can you contribute in what's happening around? So just be aware of like social affairs.
Yes, definitely. And Bianca, what advice would you give to contestants when they're answering questions?
You know, when you're already on the stage and you don't know what to say. I also don't know how to answer the question when they ask me the question. But you know, you can always improvise, like just think. But don't think for too long. Like don't think for too long. But like what pops up in your mind and you're like, okay, I can make this work. You can say it, and don't say it like you don't know what you're talking about. Say something that you know a lot about.
A topic that you
understand and you know exactly what to say about it. So that you don't, get everything like mixed match and all that. So you just gotta know what you're talking about, and your tongue just got to flow, and just like you don't have to seem confused. but like just know what you're talking about.
Just go for it, basically. Yeah. Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. Just say anything. And be confident about it.
Yeah, be confident about what you say.
Yeah, be confident. Don't be all shy. Don't try to look for a corner. There's no corner there.
Or try to look for the perfect answer. And maybe, you go and look for it there by the top shelf. That time your brains are climbing, getting me. How would you say for answering questions?
Okay, so, okay, there's quite a lot. I'll just try to summarize it. Okay, so with questions now, like specifically said, there's interview questions and there is on-stage questions. So basically with interviews, like specifically said, like the judges want to get to know you. So whatever you're saying, just make sure that it's you selling yourself to them. You understand? And obviously they'll pose questions regarding that. So always be honest with interview questions. Please be honest. Like just be honest with it. Don't make things up, because I've seen people, I'm not gonna name, but I've seen people whereby they said stuff and then when they came out of the interview room, like, yo, I said this, I shouldn't have, and they asked me about this, and I went blank. So just be honest with that. And then with on-stage questions, I know because there's a crowd and everything, what I would normally do is know why I entered that pageant first. And know what that pageant is about. And me doing so, it's going to be easier for me because most of the time the questions are general based, like general knowledge based. Or they're going to ask you something that's about you, like what would you do if you were given this title? Questions like that. And I try to incorporate and understanding why I joined the pageant and incorporate that into my answer. So in most of the time, you normally get like literally the same questions. It's just that it's structured differently. Understand? And then on the point of not taking too long and not answering quickly. So if they ask you a question, take your time thinking about your answer, but don't take too long. And when you're answering your question, don't be too long when you're answering your question, because now you'll end up deriving from what you're being asked, and you'll say a lot of things and then you forget what was initially asked. So just keep it nice, short and simple, but not too short. You understand? What else? I think that's just about it, hey? Yeah, that's just about it. Is there anything else?
Yeah, just try to avoid answering questions. Like, try to avoid including religion and politics on your answers, because not everyone is a Christian, not everyone is Muslim, etc. So just I think if you want to be like more personal, you can just say the universe. The universe is on your side.
All right, ladies. So have you guys heard of the Inter pageant?
Yes.
Have you heard of it? Do you mind sharing what you know about it?
So it's basically every top 10 contestant that made it, like it's different contestants from different pageants that made it to the top 10 that are going to be competing for this one title. It's more like Miss Universe.
Oh.
Like there's people from South Africa, different countries coming to compete for one title. So it's something like that. And it's going to be exciting. I mean, you're going to be meeting a lot of new people, new directors. So if you are interested, maybe, let's say, for instance, Miss Boxburg is going to be there. Miss Youth Unified is going to be there. If you are a contestant for Miss Boxburg, then if you're interested in entering Miss Youth, then you can just
Yeah, I think you gave us the whole breakdown on it. I just wanted to read. So the different pageants that will be involved is Miss Class of South Africa, Miss Youth Unified, Miss Teen Excellency, Miss Assyrius, Miss Eldorado Park, Miss African Beauty Queen, Miss Kelly's, Miss Summertime, Miss Johannesburg South, and Miss Boxburg. I'm sure there are others. If we haven't mentioned you and you want to be part of it, definitely they can also come. More than welcome. We want to see everyone there, fighting for that one crown, just that one title, that one crown, right?
And the crown better be big.
The crown better be big. It better be big. I can just imagine the designs, guys. Let's hope it must be a very beautiful design then. But then also, like, just another question we're going to pop up. This is quite a controversial one. Sometimes people don't like asking very controversial questions on platforms like this. But I want to know, what do you guys think about non-binary or rather transgender individuals entering into a pageant like the ones that you are? What do you think? Do you have a opinion about it?
I think they should be allowed to enter pageants, but I feel like there should be a division for them.
A division for them.
For
Okay.
instance, Miss Class, there could be a Miss Class and a Miss Class LGBTQ.
I plus. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an opinion?
I really don't know.
You don't know?
I just think most people that enter pageants are girls and boys. That's how I've always thought of it. I've never actually seen, the LGBTQL plus enter like pageants, and I've never even seen their pageants. But I do really think it would also be a great idea for them to have their own pageants and for them to be allowed to enter pageants. Just so you don't seem all biased and stuff, like just,
Okay, so rather their own pageants. What do you think?
Yeah, just to add on to that, it's just like how you have your Miss pageants and then there's the Mr. pageants. So with them, I feel like, yes, there should be like a Miss, for example, Kelly's, what's this, LGBTQI, you understand? Because then in that way, I feel like we're accommodating everybody because then you don't want to leave anyone out, because then if we say that's okay, fine, you know how society is, and you know how social media works. They'll go in person like, okay, so we're not fit enough, we're not good enough to be part of this, and people, they have their dreams and ambitions, and I feel like we shouldn't limit them, you understand? Let them go out and blossom and do everything and achieve all their goals, you understand? But now also give them their own platform to do so, and by doing so, it's not that we are excluding them, and we are not, this may sound a bit wrong, but we are not categorizing them, but categorizing them, if it makes sense. And it's like they have their own category. You get what I'm saying? Because there is literally a teens division, there is a Mr. division, there is a Miss, there is
Mrs. division.
Mrs. as well. So then that should be there for them as well.
No, I think we can compromise on the fact that there should then be a division for them, because I think it's quite unfair that, as women, we've strived for a lot. We work towards a lot of things. Pageantry is that one platform where we can say we flourish in. And so for someone else to say, I'm a woman and I want to do this also, you're not part of this, but you can have your own platform, you can do your thing.
But you can also enter a Mr.
They
do allow it.
They do
allow it.
You can be, if you're a Mr, then enter a Mr. If you're a Miss, enter a Miss. But you can't be a Mr that wants to enter a Miss.
What happens if you get their pronouns wrong or something? Like if it's
exactly
Mr. and then you call them Mr, but they don't want to be called Mr. Like
that's why it's important to ask nowadays. I feel like nowadays I just make it like I've trained my brain, like everywhere I go out, should I bump into any of the members from the LGBTQI community, I always ask. And I know it can be a sensitive topic sometimes, but it's not. The way when we ask questions is not because we're being rude or anything. It's because we want to understand and want to learn more about this whole community, because this is new to us, you understand? And not everybody is well informed about it. So I think asking questions would be the best approach, because yes, mistakes do happen. You can confuse the pronouns, and then that's a whole thing. So I feel like asking questions and just getting to know about it can be the way to go, and not fight about it, because it is a very serious thing when you get it wrong.
When you get their pronouns wrong, like they really
it could be an issue, with the MC. The MC will have to remember, okay, that one, it's a she, but it's a he. That one, it's a they. So it might then be very difficult. But that's all for now, ladies. Thank you so much for coming in. Do you have something to say?
I wanted to ask the ladies.
Okay.
So in a pageant, let's say the entries are open, right? And there's now Miss, understand? Can I say a gay person who wants to join a Miss category? What do you guys? How do you feel about it? What would you guys say, or how would you deal with a situation like that? If a gay person who identifies as a she/her and wants to join a Miss category pageant, how would you respond to that?
Can I also answer that? Or this is just them?
Most definitely first ask the director if it is allowed, and also ask her, how do I put it into words without being insensitive, and just cater for this person's feelings, because at the end of the day it will hurt them if I just say no. So I need to have like a better construction when I answer their question.
And after you tell them that, they like not maybe they're not allowed to like enter this type of pageant, you can just recommend
them
something for them that they can enter, you know, like just so they don't feel like, oh, so you left me, just like that. You're not even like, you know, giving me something, just like a little something.
Okay. Should I also answer? Are you saying how I would respond?
Yeah.
I would also say, like, I'd be like, sorry, we can't. But maybe there's something else you can look for something else rather.
Okay. I'm asking that because I was asked that question not so long ago.
And you're like, what do I say?
What do I say? You know, because you'll say something and then like you're being rude, or you'll say something like, so am I not fit enough? Or you'll say something like, oh, so you don't see me worthy of this, you know? So that's why you need to always just try to ask around and like try to understand and like get different perspectives, so you don't only limit yourself to one perspective, because I could be thinking this and then somebody else could be thinking that. So that's why I just wanted to ask, because
and sometimes if you like say something that sounds rude or insulting to them, they could find your IG account, or they could stalk you, and you could like, guys, and then when you're now trending, like everybody can see the posts, and like everybody's like, nah, she's not a good person, she's actually very mean and all that. So
it could affect you. It could affect you in the long run.
It can.
Like, oh, so you're homophobic now.
But we should be allowed on like questions like this to express like freedom, our freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Actually, we should be allowed to say that. It's not just because I say like, no, they shouldn't be in a pageant, a Miss pageant, doesn't mean I don't like them. Like, I'll meet them on the street and still greet them, ask them how you are and stuff like that. But I'll just be like, no, not this pageant, sorry,
But I feel like when we have these conversations, there should be one rep that is going to like educate us, so that we have more knowledge, other than this is what we're going to go with when we don't have much knowledge. So we need to have someone who's part of the community explain to us, and then we can conclude to what.
Do you think it's wrong to challenge perspectives? It's
I wouldn't say wrong. Wrong is
it's not wrong to challenge perspective. If you if you are something and you believe in it and you follow that, and people are questioning you on it, it's just broadening your understanding of it, and it might then strengthen you in it, or you might then change your mind about it. So either way, it's a good thing, because it can either then keep you in it, or maybe your perspective change. But it's always good to hear other people's opinions and their perspectives on things like that.
And always ask.
And ask.
Always ask.
Yeah. Okay, are we done? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Pageant Perspective. I'm Candace Freeman, and hope to see you soon, very soon. Bye.